Good evening. I hope all of you are okay. Today we are so lucky we have some good innovation to present. Just to scrutinize them, feedback, critique, congratulate and all those fancy words, right? To note that today's event will be recorded live, so the guys will be presenting, just be on the app. Okay. So I'll invite our first guest, Esther, who will be presenting something with Google Services. Welcome.
Thank you. Hi. I'm Esther from my agency is called City Google Services. So currently, the service delivery industry in Kenya is 4.9 billion, and it has several problems within the city delivery system. Timely delivery. Most of the companies that deliver at the moment, it's either they do next day delivery, or if they tell you 2 hours, then they don't actually do it within the time specified. We also have another problem, which is affordability. Most of the deliveries that you'll find that will be timely will be too costly for people to afford. So if you run an online business like on Facebook or Twitter, you can't really afford, because your client, maybe your item is like 1,500. Charging a client 1,500 to deliver an item costing 1,500 is impractical, right? And availability of services to the market, to the masses. Most of the people are not aware of these services. Like when I was coming up with the idea, I only knew of 3, only to find out that we have more than 15 in the space that I'm actually entering into. Most of the people are not aware of the services. So city deliveries will avail the services to the masses. Our key metric would be you pay for the services per kilometers covered. So if your delivery is within the city, someone within the city will pay less than someone in local. Okay. Currently, the advantages that we have would be that we're very flexible. We'll be renting out the motorcycles and we have riders, so our cost will be very minimal. That means we can change our business model dependent on what we find in the market. And since we have no assets, there are no assets to depreciate. So costs will be minimal. Okay, currently, we'll be targeting online stores that are on Facebook with online presence, Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, and people who work in remote areas. There are people who work from home and would like to send the documents to their clients or to their offices. So those will be our main clients. And we'll also be targeting corporates that want to transport documents from point A to B. And so currently, the charges that we're planning to charge 50 bob per kilometer. I think that's very affordable, mostly within town, which is not a very big radius. Someone can send a parcel from point A to B for as low as 50 shillings or for as high as something like 300. Not within the town center, but other zones. And we also look forward to providing outstanding customer service and a way for customers to track their parcels or the items that are currently being delivered with our services. So what we aim to do is to revolutionize the parcel and document delivery system within the city, and with time, we'll start with Nairobi, with time will expand to other cities within the country, East Africa, Africa, and the rest of the world. So currently, our revenues or our prospective revenues, we're expecting that each and every rider will be able to cover 100 kilometers within a day, which will, let's say, if you cover 100 kilometers, because we'll be picking the parcel from the client and taking it to the delivery points, 50 kilometers will be paid for, which will account for, which will yield to 55,000 shillings of revenue each and every one. These are very conservative estimates. And each and every rider, with each and every bike, it will cost the company 27,500 shillings, so we'll be making a substantial amount of profit. And these are very conservative estimates. So a rider could cover around 200 to 300 kilometers within a day. If we're being very optimistic, so you can see how the revenue streams will grow. Yes. That's the end of my presentation. Kindly questions, critiques, anything. How many guys would like me to repeat it?
Yes, questions. Okay. But then you get the idea.
I have a question.
Yes, sir.
It's right here.
Okay.
My question is, how different is it from different carriers? I mean, the already existing carriers.
The already existing carriers are targeting a wider range of people, like the are more microscopic compared to them. The existing services are providing errands if you want shopping, if you want them to get a carrying for you, if you want them to deliver. As in, they do a variety of things. I'll currently just focus on document delivery and online items. Like when you purchase online, we deliver for you. So that's the main focus.
Have you considered the fact that some companies operating online, they have their own delivery services? Take Jumia, for example, you buy from them and they deliver, and some it's actually free.
Yes, the delivery service by those companies is provided, they outsource the delivery services. So with a company like Jumia, we would be the ones who would be contracted to deliver for you, for the client for free. So Jumia will be paying for our services here. Yes?
How robustly have you tested your pricing? Because like I just checked the distance from Kangen to Ambassador. Say I want to send a document from Google. I want to send it from Kangen to Ambassador, and found that it's between 16 and 21 kilometers, which adds up to about a K.
Yeah.
And just like you said, courier transport is expensive. It would be much easier for me to mandate months and because we haven't got to get to Ambassador. So how robust have you tested your pricing?
Okay.
Are you sure that the price is at 50 shillings per kilometer? It's affordable enough for people to actually buy into it and you're still able to turn it on?
The aim is 50 shillings per kilometer, but then you have a price ceiling and the 50 shillings is the price floor. Then you have a price ceiling so that you can ensure that clients who are sending parcels from like really large, when the distance is big, it's not too expensive because we aim to be the most affordable service in the market.
How much does it cost to hire a motorcycle for renting?
It depends. Please repeat your question.
How much does it cost to hire a motorcycle for renting? So like to hire the motorcycle and the rider to deliver the item.
I'll be hiring the motorcycle and hiring the riders separately. So it will cost me 10,000 per month to rent a motorcycle and 15,000 per month to pay for the rider.
use the service? Yes. Do you use the service?
How do customers find your
How-
website and how do you find it?
On the internet, through our website and on social media platforms. And with time, we'll expand to apps, and so that it's just easier.
Okay. Yes, sir.
Yes,
I didn't get where you went to cards.
where I make my cards. Okay. When you're covering 100 kilometers, you need 55. If you are, okay, and that's 50 kilometers for, okay, those are 50 paid kilometers. So that means that with 50 kilometers per day, we're already making profits. With 25 kilometers or approximately 35 kilometers, we'll be breaking even.
Where's the mathematician in the house?
Country numbers are like
Makes sense. Huh?
that. Makes sense. But calculate is not the thing because that's why kilometers are making 17 and your rivals costs about K.
No more questions?
How do you get this off the ground? How do you make it happen? How do you make this happen?
How do I make this happen?
Yeah.
I'm currently working on, sorry. I'm currently working on the logistics and everything, but I've already gotten about 10 promising clients and 1 motorcycle. So within, okay, 1 motorcycle can serve the 10 clients, but as the business grows and as the clients accumulate, I'll have to rent more bikes and more riders. So my plan is for there are 3 zones, which would be the CBD, the areas around the CBD and their outskirts, which would be Karen and all the rest. Once the business has picked up, they'll be divided into 4 zones, which will have specific riders. Just the circles, just good for quarters. So one will be serving a specific area and the other. The busiest quarter will have like 2 to 3 riders depending on the business in that area. Have I answered your question? Yes, please.
Still a good question is that you explain like a use case. Let's say I'm doing a project to stay a house in shower. Where would they start from there? Is there an app or do you go from there?
When we commence, it should be our website. While you go, you log in, you can create your account, or just if it's a one-time service, you can just do it like that. The payment it should be a cashless system. So you just log in, say where you are or where you'd like the package to be picked, and the area you'd like it to be delivered. We'll say, okay, you pay cashless, and then the rider will come and pick your item and deliver it to the location that you like. Have I answered your question?
That's it. Is it answered? Yes, you can. Yes. Any more questions? Comments?
Points of improvement?
Yes, sir.
My point would be pay more attention to hiring of economics. Basic point is renting a Coca-Cola for a whole month better than renting a Coca-Cola on demand. But I think that is because right now, we can
Yeah.
Thank you. I'll look into that.
My comment would be, if right now I have the money to make this happen,
Yeah.
the only thing that's standing in the way would be the numbers. I would want to actually see the numbers and make sure they add up properly, and that the value proposition makes sense. If you can solve that out, then I think I'll have a good proposition for.
So what's the future of this police service?
In the future, for the industry of this.
Maybe like 5 to 10 years from now, you still use products.
Okay, 5 years from now, definitely we'll expand to bigger, we'll start with small packages and documents, and then we'll expand to bigger items. Yeah, within the city and other cities, within the country and other countries.
So you see yourself doing big cargoes.
Not cargo containerless, not intra-country shipment, but just within intra-city cargo transfers and within the city cargo transfers. Because those are really different areas of the industry.
You reminded me there's the guy, I don't know if it's the guys who started anymore, or they were just one of them, but they had this drone that they were using, and they were interested in looking at the prospect of using drones for killing capabilities. And like for packages and documents, that was that.
So the drone actually is still good at Amazon. I don't know.
I think I can figure it out. Do it first. Then you
You
said
said
that's
that's
a
a good Yes. She's around. You're looking for a developer, no?
Yes, I'm looking for a co-founder. So if you're interested in the idea and you'd like to be a part of City Rural Services, please see me after this.
Basically, if you bring value to city people, then she's around and you can see it. Yeah. Thank you so much. I give her a lot of applause. Okay. The guys who pitched here last time, 2 teams. One of the teams, actually the team that is here is looking to launch their product, which is Brickflow. I think you can see some t-shirts around. I hope they will have more to spare for us. Okay. Yeah, so they will launch their product. I don't know how they are going to do it. They will be cutting a cake, I'm not sure. Tips, but Bernard will tell us how they are planning to do the launch. I think this will be written with the other team as another yet. So maybe you can come and tell us more about it for launch. Someone is clicking some buttons.
Good afternoon. Thanks for coming. We were the people who launched last. We didn't give some startups a chance to also pitch to you guys and see what we have done. So, okay, so we'll set up, then we'll start the pitch. So,
how do you connect this one? This is the new model. That's the only one to watch. You have to buy a new
yeah,
Okay. As the fine word collector, for those guys who have been here for their first time, this Friday-tion, this is a platform where we give every person a chance to pitch their idea, then get the feedback from the crowd. And if the idea is good enough, it has a chance to apply for incubation at C4D Lab. But it has to be tested the water here. Even after getting incubated at C4D Lab, you still have a chance to pitch here and find an idea so that you can see if it's still viable. Right? Yes. And today, by the way, I see ladies in the house. Thank you so much for coming. We've been, we've been experiencing trouble with the ladies. So feel welcome. And today, since you are here, we'll have a cup of coffee. And you've been used to a cup of coffee, so we'll have a cup of coffee and a mandazi because you are here. Okay? That sounds good. So when we get more ladies, we'll have a dinner. If we get more ladies, we'll have a cocktail, isn't it? Yes. Sounds good. Pizza sounds good. Pizzas? Pizzas. By the way, I never knew that Pinterest is known as peak interest. I've learned that peak interest. The interest of peak interest. All of them. You can ask any question as they set up. Any question for me? I cannot answer. I have to take the book and answer. Okay. So announcement, if you have a product that you like to launch, we can give you a space, just notify us in advance and we can be able to do that on it. Yes. And we're open for everyone for this platform. So announcement, continue setting up. We have a power forum, which is shipping and not sleeping. I don't know how many of you have gotten the ticket for that. Shipping and not sleeping. It's a power forum that will be facilitated by a guy who has been shipping products from Kenya to other parts of the world. Not just shipping, but earning good money from that. So if you're working on some product, you will be interested to come and learn how to do it. Okay. So grab your ticket at Eventbrite for the page, and then see you on Wednesday. There is also another power forum facilitated by Chico Amadou. He's a great entrepreneur from Guinea. We'll be talking about innovation and entrepreneurship. So I think those are some of the good topics like listen from those experts.
All of them are
They will be here. Eventbrite. Get your tickets. Also, we have Innovation Week is in the kitchen. It's being prepared. Innovation Week is where we'll be able to demonstrate some of your innovations. So you should start preparing in advance. It will be around September, August. You'll still be communicated to right? Inform your colleagues in the university and out there. If they think the innovation can hold water, then this is the place to be. Actually, people are saying, and if you're not innovating, you need to be at C4D Lab. And if you're not in the university and still not innovating, you need to be at C4D Lab. And if you're in the university and you're innovating, you need to be at C4D Lab. If you're out there and you're innovating, you need to be at C for dealer. So either way, you need to be a C for dealer. Does it make sense? Our professor said so. What's up? Good.
So before we do that, before we start showing the launch itself, I want us to watch some clip over here that we think it's important to you people to learn a few things about. Because what you do is related to social media, the kind of things you do online, the kind of information you post online, and such things. So what we want to show you guys is some of the things that we pick from this talk that we think is important to you guys, that is important. So it's a 9-minute video, so we can start.
You remember that first decade of the web, it's really just a static place. You could go online and look at pages, and they were put up either by organizations who had teams to do it, or by individuals who were really tech savvy for the time. And with the rise of social media and social networks in the early 2000s, the web was
Is there a volume over here?
completely changed to a place where now the vast majority of content we interact with is put up by average users, either in YouTube videos or blog posts or product reviews or social media postings. And it's also become a much more interactive place where people are interacting with others, they're commenting, they're sharing, they're not just reading. So Facebook's not the only place you can do this, but it's the biggest, and it serves illustrated in numbers. Facebook has 1.2 billion users per month, so half the Earth's internet population is using Facebook. They're a site, along with others, that has allowed people to create an online persona with very little technical skill. And people responded by putting huge amounts of personal data online. So the result is that we have behavioral, preference, demographic data for hundreds of millions of people, which is unprecedented in history. And as a computer scientist, what this means is that I've been able to build models that can predict all sorts of hidden attributes for all of you that you don't even know you're sharing information about. As scientists, we use that to help the way people interact online, but there's less altruistic applications. And there's a problem in that users don't really understand these techniques and how they work, and even if they did, they don't have a lot of control over it. So what I'm going to talk to you about today is some of these things that we're able to do, and then give us some ideas of how we might go forward to move some control back into the hands of users. So this is Target, the company. I didn't just put that logo on this poor pregnant woman's belly. You may have seen this anecdote that was printed in Forbes magazine where Target sent a flyer to this 15-year-old girl with advertisements and coupons for baby bottles and diapers and cribs 2 weeks before she told her parents that she was pregnant. Yeah, Dad was really upset. Dad and Target figured out that this high school girl was pregnant before she told her parents. It turns out that they have the purchase history for hundreds of thousands of customers. And they compute what they call a pregnancy score, which is not just whether or not a woman's pregnant, but what her due date is. And they compute that not by looking at like the obvious things like she buying a crib or baby clothes, but things like she bought more vitamins than she normally had, or she bought a handbag that's big enough to hold diapers. And by themselves, those purchases don't seem like they might reveal a lot. It's a pattern of behavior that when you take it in the context of thousands of other people, starts to actually reveal some insights. So that's the kind of thing that we do when we're predicting stuff about on social media. We're looking for little patterns of behavior that when you detect them among millions of people, lets us find out all kinds of things. So in my lab in college, we developed mechanisms where we can quite accurately predict things like your political preference, your personality score, gender, sexual orientation, religion, age, intelligence, along with things like how much you trust the people you know and how strong those relationships are. We can do all of this really well. And again, it doesn't come from what you might think of as obvious information. So my favorite example is from this study that was published this year in the Proceedings of the National Academies. If you Google it, you'll find it. It's 4 pages, easy to read. And they looked at just people's Facebook likes, so just the things you like on Facebook, and used that to bring all these attributes along with some other ones. And in their paper, they listed the 5 likes that were most indicative of high intelligence. And among those was liking the page for curly fries. Curly fries are delicious, but liking them does not necessarily mean that you're smarter than the average person. So how is it that one of the strongest indicators of your intelligence is liking this page with the content that's totally irrelevant to the average that's being predicted? And it turns out that we have to look at a whole bunch of underlying theories to see why we're able to do this. One of them is a sociological theory called homophily, which basically says people are friends with people like them. So if you're smart, you tend to be friends with smart people, and if you're young, you tend to be friends with young people. This is well established for hundreds of years. We also know a lot about how information spreads through networks. It turns out things like viral videos or Facebook likes or other information spread in exactly the same way that diseases spread through social networks. So this is something we've studied for a long time. We have good models of it. And so you can put those things together and start seeing why things like this happen. So if I could give you a hypothesis, it would be that a smart guy started this page, or maybe one of the first people who liked it was smart land that test. And they liked it, and their friends saw it. And by homophily, we know that people probably had smart friends. And so it spread to them, and some of them liked it. And they had smart friends, and so it spread to them. And so it propagated through the network to kind of a host of smart people. So that by the end, the action of liking the curly fries page is indicative of high intelligence, not because of the content, but because the actual action of liking reflects back the common attributes of other people who have done it. So this is pretty complicated stuff, right? It's a hard thing to sit down and explain to an average user. And even if you do, what can the average user do about it? How do you know that you've liked something that indicates a trait for you that's totally irrelevant to the content of what you've liked? There's a lot of power that users don't have to control how this data is used. And I see that as a real problem going forward. So I think there's a couple paths that we want to look at if we want to give users some control over how this data is used. Because it's not always going to be used for their benefit. An example I often give is that if I ever get bored of being a professor, I'm going to go start a company that brings all of these attributes and things like how well you work in teams, and if you're a drug user, if you're an alcoholic, we know how to predict all that. And I'm going to sell reports to HR companies and big businesses that want to hire you. We totally can do that now. I can start that business tomorrow, and you would have absolutely no control over me using your data like that. That seems to me to be a problem. So one of the paths we can go down is the policy and law path. And in some respects, I think that that would be most effective, but the problem is we actually have to do it. Observing our political process in action makes me think it's highly unlikely that we're going to get a bunch of representatives to sit down and learn about this, and then enact sweeping changes to intellectual property law in the US where users control their data. We can go the policy route where social media companies say, you know what, you own your data, you have total control over how it's used. The problem is that the revenue models for most social media companies rely on sharing or exploiting user data in some way. It's sometimes said at Facebook that the users aren't the customer, they're the product. And so how do you get a company to cede control of their main asset back to the users? It's possible, but I don't think it's something that we're going to see change quickly. So I think the other path that we can go down that's going to be more effective is one of more science. It's doing science that allowed us to develop all these mechanisms for computing this personal data in the first place. And it's actually very similar research that we have to do if we want to develop mechanisms that can say to the user, here's the risk of that action you just took. You know, by liking that Facebook page or by sharing this piece of personal information, you've now improved my ability to predict whether or not you're using drugs or whether or not you get along well in the workplace. And that, I think, can affect whether or not people want to share something, keep it private, or just keep it offline altogether. We can also look at things like allowing people to encrypt data that they upload, so it's kind of invisible and worthless to sites like Facebook or third-party services that access it, but that select users who the person who posted it want to see it have access to see it. This is all super exciting research from an intellectual perspective. And so scientists are going to be willing to do it. So that gives us an advantage over the law side. One of the problems that people bring up when I talk about this is they say, if people start keeping all this data private, all those methods that you've been developing to predict their traits are going to fail. And I say, absolutely. And for me, that's success. Because as a scientist, my goal is not to infer information about users. It's to improve the way people interact online. And sometimes that involves inferring things about them. But if users don't want me to use that data, I think they should have the right to do that. I want users to be informed and consenting users of the tools that we develop. And so I think encouraging this kind of science and supporting researchers who want to cede some of that control back to users and away from the social media companies means that going forward, as these tools evolve and advance, means that we're going to have an educated and empowered user base. And I think all of us can agree that that's a pretty ideal way to go forward. Thank you.
So, most of us knew that when we use Facebook, maybe we are the users. But from that talk, she said that when we as Facebook users of the product, since these guys use your online data to sell to advertisers, then they sell you targeted ads. So, let me just show. How many of us here use Facebook, LinkedIn, Google Plus, and Foursquare and stuff? Most of us, I believe. And do you ever care the stuff that you post online, the kind of things you do online? You can actually tell a lot about yourself. And that shows that there is so much online data about us that people can use to exploit to do so many things to create big businesses. And
okay, basically what he's saying is whatever you search on the internet, anything you do, you can use that as a we can know more about you by using that information. And, yeah.
so, it's really interesting. So, let us just So our online data will affect each and every aspect of our lives in the near future. And if you actually leverage this kind of information that is available online, you can use it to solve some of the worst world's online the problems that are facing the world. For example, so that information can be used to advantage. And that is why we created this application called Briglog.com. So Briglog, what it does, it is a web-based application that runs and indexes potential human resource according to the level of engagement of corporate organizations of interest in social media by use of big data analytics. So it leverages your online data to get you into organizations of interest virtually. So what kind of problem are we solving by using your online data, the kind of things you do online, the kind of interactions you have online? So how do you use that information to solve some of the problems that you have as undergraduates, graduates, and interns? So the first problem is that can be solved by your online information and the kind of interactions you have on social media is the gap between corporate organizations and potential human resources. So potential human resource is like us people here who are in school, the undergraduates most of us, and some of us are maybe postgraduate students and interns. Number two, most companies are trying to figure out how to identify great talent on social media. So most companies are turning online, identify guys who can work for the companies. There's a report I read about Facebook. What Facebook does it doesn't use employee referrals. What it does is it looks for people who are on their engagement page. Then what they do, they go background and check on those guys. Then they invite you to their when they are doing recruitments, they invite you to do it. Then go back and check of your information. So, what kind of social media data do we mine and index around people who show interest in organizations? Number one, we use your online sign-ups. Most of us here may be computers. How many computer science students do you have in this congregation? Computer science students. So, for example, if you are a computer science student, there are some online sign-ups that you do. You improve maybe your skills. We have GitHub, we have Codecademy, we have Stack Overflow. So what we do, we link, once you set up the Dribble.com, we link your accounts to this application. All those accounts, for example, if you have signed up to Codecademy, Coursera, and Stack Overflow. So we pull all the projects you've done on both sides, then we put it on this application. And the second thing is social media engagement data. We have the companies that you follow on Twitter, the companies that you have connected to on LinkedIn, and the companies that you have left their pages on Facebook. So what you do, for example, in LinkedIn, what you look for, what kind of information do we look for example, on LinkedIn when you want to rank guys? Number one, we look at the number of mutual connections you have with the company. They are, for example, you want to work in maybe Safaricom. So what you look for is how many mutual connections you have with Safaricom. Maybe you share a certain connection with a certain group of people. So we get that information. Number two, the number of employees of the company of interest you're connected to. So for example, how many employees of Safaricom you're connected to in LinkedIn. So we look at that, get all that information, then we bring it to the application. And also the other metric we see is your profile rank on LinkedIn. How many of us use LinkedIn? How many of us are in LinkedIn? So you see that whatever that circle that shows your profile strength, maybe 60% or 70%. So it varies depending on the number of connections, number of companies you follow online. So for example, mine I saw last time it was 67%. So we get that information, we compare it to other people who are also interested in that same organization. Also, if you belong to a group of your industry, for example, if you are interested in telecommunications, there are these groups that are LinkedIn. For example, we have a group that contains people that are interested in telecommunication, and we have a group that is doing design and stuff. So we look at that information, then we bring it to our system. Also, the number of companies of industry you're connected to. We have, for example, Safaricom. You cannot, in the day, you can't be connected to one company. You have to be connected to several companies to increase the opportunity of employment. So we also look for how many companies of the same industry are you interested in, are you connected to. And also, the endorsements on your skills. How many of us here have been endorsed on LinkedIn, maybe on a skill or something? Yeah, for which skill? Yeah, Microsoft, I guess apps or something. Yeah, Microsoft Word, yeah. So you get those endorsements. So we have different people have different number of endorsements on LinkedIn. For example, I've never got an endorsement on LinkedIn myself. So that is on the part of LinkedIn, that is the information we mine from LinkedIn. Also on Facebook, what we specifically focus is you and the company. So LinkedIn, what you look is the connections, your profile and stuff. So all this information is not the same. The kind of information you get from LinkedIn is different from that you get from Twitter, and it's different from Facebook. In that we collect varied information to create adequate amount of data to rank people. So on Facebook, liking the company page. Liking the company page is the first step that shows you are interested in the organization. For example, if I want to work in maybe Safaricom, what I do, I like the page online, then see what they're posting, comment on what they're doing, then engage with this company on, and at least again, I get what this company is doing, and I get to know what is the aim of this company in the market. So that is the first metric. And also engaging with the company on its page, post likes, comments, sharing, and its links and posts. So what we do, we go to the company page, the system actually, and we integrate the system into the company pages, then we get all that data and bring it to the Greenflow application. And also, on Twitter, what you do is you follow the company, sharing tweets, retweeting tweets, replying to tweets, favoriting tweets, and the corporate pages you follow. So once you get all that information, we're able to know how your online brand, how strong is your online brand on social media. So if you sit down there, the system doesn't mind direct messaging and direct conversations with friends, just you and the company. Most people maybe here are skeptical about what if you guys are looking at the conversation. I post something on Facebook, then I get so many comments from my friends. Maybe it's a picture, then my friends comment about it, they like that picture. Are you collecting that information? We don't look at that information. So what we look for is you and the company. So you don't look at other things that are not associated with what we are looking for on social media. So that is the kind of information we look for on those social media accounts. So most of you maybe here are asking why should you be using this application when we have other applications outside there that the companies use for recruitment and that I can use to get into companies. So number one, we are the path to building your online brand. We have the tools for building your online brand, but there are no specified things that there are no specified things that you can do using Facebook. Most of us here use Facebook to interact with friends. Most of us use Twitter to get news. Most of us here use LinkedIn to get employment. But what if we bring all that information to build an online brand that is different from your CV? So we enable you to build your online brand as you do other things, as you improve your certificates, or as you improve your qualifications. There is also the world is moving online, so we want to move you to that trend. Also, Greenflow helps you to build relationships with corporate organizations and companies to become part of the organization. So there is, after ranking people, I'll just show you after doing this pitch. I'll go online and show you how the thing works. So after ranking this, the individuals who are interested in an organization, we have what we call, you don't just become ranked and it stops there. Our aim was actually to get you into the company. So after ranking, the system has two categories. We have virtual members and virtual employees. So what this virtual, how many of us here understand the term virtual? Virtual means it's not real in the real world. I mean, on a web and play games, for example, you are playing a game where you are king and you are building this kingdom and you want to build that empire or something. Playing Temple Run. There are those things that you get to feel good. Sindio, for example, points and all those things. So those are the virtual achievements. So in our case here, the virtual achievement that you get once we rank you guys, for example, maybe you are the highest in a ranked list of candidates. For example, Safaricom, you are on top, and maybe another guy is on the bottom. Maybe you have to get people who are interested in the organization. So the system creates 150 guys to be the top 150 guys become virtual employees of the company, and the bottom 150 of the ranking list become the virtual members. So virtual employee, you can become a virtual employee for as many companies as you want. Maybe Safaricom, Equity, all those organizations you're interested in. So as a virtual employee, there are some things you're able to do. For example, you offer suggestions for effective management, you give proposals, you propose ideas. Also, under that list of grant guys, companies will be posting projects to test how well these people know the market, how well these people can collaborate together to solve a problem. Maybe it's a bank that has an internal problem and maybe it's looking for an external solution. What it does in a post that on the page, then all the virtual employees of that company they try to brainstorm on that issue, then we come up with a solution. So that actually makes you to be part of the organization. You become part of the decision making, you become part of like now running the organization virtually. So you become part of the corporate world at large. So we open you to unseen opportunities and organizations of your field. So if you are a virtual employee for Safaricom and another guy is a virtual employee for maybe Facebook or India. So what you do, we bring all these people together, then they make connections. They build connections to connect with a guy who is a virtual employee in a certain company that you may be interested in. So all of you are able to connect and establish connections. So that is that. And also we become part of building the future. Most of us here want to look for jobs after campus, maybe after doing your master's or doing your undergraduate degree. But what we want you to do is create your future right now. That thing over there says the best way to predict your future is to create it. So you don't have to wait for 4 years. What you do, maybe when first year, second year, maybe second year, third year, what we want you to do is start building your relationship with organizations that you want to work in. Start building those relationships much earlier. In that the company is able to notice you, the company is able to see which group of people are interested in our organization. Maybe if a company wants to recruit from Nairobi University, what it does, it goes to its company page, then it sees a rank list for people who are interested in that organization from maybe School of Computing. Then they are able to identify the guy with the highest metric. You can be able to click on that, on your name, then it takes you directly to your metrics online. So that is that page. Then we have virtual training of the corporate world. I've already said that. So that virtual training of the corporate world is whereby these organizations and companies, they give you real projects to do, they give you real challenges and real problems to solve. So that gives you a bit about what the corporate world is about. So instead of waiting for maybe 4 years for you to finish your undergraduate degree, what we do is introduce you to the corporate world once you enter the university or once you that second year after year. So that is our focus. So I want to do the online presentation for that application. So what we are releasing today is not the complete product. We are releasing the better version of this product, the minimum viable product. In that, what we will show online here is not the complete thing. It's the sign-up phase and the companies and you building the engagement. So, So I want us to do the online demo of what we have built so far and what we expect our users to be using from onwards. So that is what we have built so far. Maybe we can if you have a question, you can ask as we wait for the connections. So what we want to do is launching this application in various campuses. We want to go to multimedia, USIU, UON, KU, in that we want to get users from those universities first. Then we'll be able to see how the product performs in those areas. Then from there we can be able to scale it to a larger scale. So the ranking starts. What we want to do is you sign up to the site, the application. You start building your engagement with organizations that you want maybe to work. You want to work in the organizations you're interested in. You build your engagement. That will give us enough data that we can be able to rank people who are interested in this organization. Currently, maybe the data you have online can give us enough information to rank people. So what you do, for example, you sign up, you're waiting for these people. When you sign up, then you start building your engagement with those companies. Then after 1 month, you get that data, then you start ranking the people in that application. So you just go to your.
So those who have internet can access.
Yeah.
It's breakthrough.com.
Breakthrough.com. The application is up and running, so you can access it from your mobile phones. Let me just show you how everything works online. Then.
So the first thing you meet is a sign up page.
Yeah, we have a sign up page. You can sign up. First, you have to sign up for the application. That shows the interest of you to be ranked in our system. So we can't get a ranking without you signing up. So that is how it works.
So is it free for a company?
Yeah.
Is it free for a company?
Yeah, it's free. It's free for organizations, but there's some things that we charge. For example, the data that we mine from social media, you can't give it to companies. So we have a subscription model where I can sign up for that data. So companies use that data to do so many things. They can be able to know your online presence and stuff. Most of us have phones, so you can problem.
That is Windows 8.
That's our sign up page. So we have two accounts. We have two sign up accounts. You use the other account over there, the one you can use the account. So what you do is just come and click over there. I want to use someone in the audience to come and maybe try a sign up here.
Are you part of Bridge?
Just
It's talking.
So we have this. The sign ups are familiar. It's like the sign up insurance.
I'm not a great designer, but your design needs someone to. Yeah. Some of your colors are not visible. Some of the colors you've used. Some designers in the house.
One of us have done the design.
Who is the designer?
Comment on that car.
Shimani, you're good in design? This guy, you're a designer? You are a designer? You should consider all those factors. You should put all those factors in consideration. Sorry. You should be able to see
Oh, the bundles. So
keyboard. The keyboard.
Yeah, the keyboard.
Yeah, that's it.
So how do you feel about the break law? Useful? For job seekers only or for you really to share your data? Or as long as it's not personal? It's personal. As long as it's they assure us they don't go to the personal. And this messages. So messages are personal. And the next is public. Either Facebook use it.
Messages that when you Facebook doesn't look at it, although it looks when somebody doesn't look at messages.
I have a question to you guys. I can engage, but maybe we'll explain this before.
LinkedIn is not connected. LinkedIn is used for connecting professionals and people in your industry. What we do, actually ours was to see LinkedIn is used by professionals, people who have many jobs, and people who want to connect with people who have jobs. But once I sign up to LinkedIn, I just connect to a company. I can't like take part in decision making of that company, like being identified as part of the organization. So you see here, I want to create a rank list of people. We make you part of the organization. And that list is tailored for those companies. So the list is not permanent, like the rank list for Safaricom is different from the rank list of Airtel. So the company has a tailored list of people. Safaricom has a tailored list, Airtel has a tailored list, and those other firms have a tailored list. So they are different lists. So LinkedIn doesn't have those things, just a professional networking service. So the only thing that we share with LinkedIn is virtual employees can create connections. So that is the only thing we share. Our aim wasn't to make this thing a recruitment platform. Ours was to solve the gap between the corporate organizations and the potential human resource. In that this potential human resource, they can be identified as part of the organization building virtual members. So that is it. What's up?
But for those guys who have premium accounts with LinkedIn, I understand when a company suggests they have a note, the names comes up. That comes up. Anyone who has ever had a LinkedIn premium, it's not cheap. It's cheap.
You have to pay. If you pay for that,
I think the suggestion of your master. Even they submit your CV. So you need to invest.
Ours you don't need to invest, you just give us permission to your data. See how many there is that we give less for Facebook where you can control what people can see, what people can't see. So you have control to your online information. Even Google Plus has that thing. Twitter has that control button, so you can be able to control who sees your online data. Yeah, that way. So Katie has signed up. So once you signed up, that is the page that shows over there, the homepage. So what you are working on is to make the process so autonomous. In that, once you sign up, the first companies that show on your homepage are the companies that you follow on Facebook, that you follow on Twitter, that you like on Facebook, and that you are connected to on LinkedIn. So in that, once you sign up to the system, you don't have again to go through a list of companies that are registered to the system. So once you sign up, the company is supposed to appear there autonomously. So that is the reason for us building this product. We are launching this better version of the product. First, you know how it works, then the features will be coming after you get how the whole thing works. So that is the first page. So once you sign up, all these are the companies that we talk, Investors Capital and Empire Microsystems. They register their accounts with us. So once you sign up, there's this button over here. Are you seeing this? That button that is used.
Express interest.
Yeah, you express interest in these companies, for example, Empire Microsystems. So once you express Empire, it does electrical engineering, so you can be connected to Empire Microsystems. It deals with telecommunications. So you are right in that field. So once you express interest, that shows that actually enters into the ranking list for that company. Are you getting? So once you express interest in that button over there, you enter into the ranking list. So over here, when the company opens up its page, let me show you the list. Example. So just let me log in using the preview. So once a company logs in, it goes to the list that contains interested users in their accounts. Once the company logs in, once the company signs up. So a new company, once it signs up, there are no interested users. A new company that is signing up. So in our case, we have that is the account for Briglow. Now suppose we have users who are interested to work in our startup. We have that is the kind of list the company gets for people who are interested in that. They are ranked according to their level of engagement. That is a ranking list. So all the data is converted into points, into point form. Is the way we're working to make that data to make the way you can understand it. Because we can't give you raw data, you understand it. So we convert all that data into point form. We have people with the highest points, they appear on the top. People with the lowest points, they appear on the bottom. So that is an additional information to your CV. So a company is able to know this guy, he didn't come into our organization to look for a job today. He was interested in our organization since he was last year. So that is the listing to offers for companies. So that is how you sign up, basically. It's just the company.
Okay, so the future is curriculum.
Go.
That is when you go to look for a job, you ask, are you on LinkedIn? In future, if you ask, are you on Briglow? Then they check your CV.
How many of us have tried to? Can you open that you need in your phone?
There is one interest.
Oh, Briglow.
Yes.
I just want to go to the log in.
You log in and see that.
So to make it practical, see, to go from skill up. So we sign up, we see that.
There is express interest. The future is Briglow.
So you sign up first, then you express interest in Briglow. So then I will show how you will be on that rank is once you express interest. Ni wakati wanafanya hiyo sasa.
System might crash.
So actually, what we are doing is actually not launching the whole thing. We are doing a mini launch for the beta version of the product. So we are doing the first phase of getting initial users, and after that, we will get to roll out the whole thing into our lives. Yes.
Let's have two comments to make. One of us here said the market unfortunately used to require a CD before.
Which one? This? Oh, the one.
So, yeah, I need a better version.
Yeah, that's a better version.
Yeah, but let's see what is looking at someone who's a CD before. So if you could get someone, yes, if you're doing better design and you can try to scale some things to make it look a bit authentic.
That is the purpose of working on better product. So you're able to iterate and change. Thanks for that.
You need to see familiar faces.
So you all get up the whole thing once, right?
This reminds me there was
Have you logged in?
you say something. It reminds me of some product that was a launch, a big company. And when they asked us to sign up, it didn't work out. So things don't work out today, don't worry. Yeah. But it's good to get feedback so that they can find the product. Who has signed up successfully? Have you expressed interest?
Okay, maybe there's one sentence that says that the sign up form,
Yeah.
the site is not mobile responsive. So there's a lot of men on there. I can't scroll to sign up. But the one on the stuff that the bottom menu is that we should sign up.
Maybe the version of game development, the thing is mobile version.
You need to consider mobile first.
I use my phone and I log in, so I wasn't here.
Depends also with the screen size.
How many of us have log in? I know. Have you logged in? So you log So it's just about the design. So some of us have been able to log in. So some of us have been able to log in, and I guess it's the design of the button.
In other words, any design you can have to express interest, get that
So ni wangapi walikuwa able to log in apart from wale tumekuwa. So those are the kind of things we consider when we're going to now develop the next version. We will try to look into that. But this one was designed basically for those people who use the desktop version. It's easier to log in. You learn to log in the desktop version, so it's not easier. How many of us have logged in? Yeah. So let us log in.
So if someone is a designer, is there someone they can indicate they are interested in designing?
Right now we are not, as I said earlier, right now what we want, we haven't released one thing people to be used commercially. So we can't do it right now. What we want you to do is to sign up, you start building your engagement, then you give us the initial data. So right now it can't be used for commercial purposes.
But you should consider people's interests. For instance, if I'm a developer, I like to people of developers as mentors as you go on. Then in future, I'm familiar with them. It's about the So I think something personal, people engage.
Yeah, so those are some of the things we are able to do.
Rather than just express interest, but what? Sorry, I think you should put that into consideration.
So So, Who again? Yeah, Nixon is over there. So, Nixon is there. So that is how they show up under the government base. So they have that whole grant list for people who are religious in that company. So on the mobile version, we will work on that. So it's quite easier to log in using the mobile version. Most of us use mobile. So, yes,
What's a great enough? To make it easier. Okay, this is mobile. It's great enough. Create an application that pays them download it in the app store.
and that is those are the future plans. We will do that. So that is our need.
So you're looking at the issue of the
Yeah. No, it's not that big.
registering or not. Registering or not. During registration, specifically, but you should be able to fit that. So the system should be able.
Okay, another thing, it's purely based on how active I am to a given company that I'm running.
Yes.
So who validates the data I'm sending about that company?
The legit data. We are the one who validated that.
So you have like a team that will review the 1 million buy loan sign-ups you're going to get and the responses, all of them.
Yes, we have a great team. She does backend. There are some two co-founders who are working from the university. One is in the university, and the other one is in this startup we work. So yeah.
The main point is we're thinking about this thing long term. Right? So if you want to think about Google and the interview processes you have to go through, even 18 people can interview you, but that's okay. But here we're looking at a situation where people are going to sign up to buy gold, and people are responding every single day. People can respond about anything, they can be ranked. No, it's text. Maybe here you could put things such as sensors, but it's actually logical that you're going to employ almost 10,000 people to just do it.
No, we are actually, it's not people who are going to see that data. It's the system that, okay, here is the thing. So we are working on two things right now. We are working on two algorithms. The first algorithm is supposed to pull data from the social media accounts and put it in the system. Second algorithm is supposed to filter unnecessary information. For example, if we do let's say 1 million retweets, people who understand Safaricom, we have 1 million retweets. We have filters. There are those fake retweets we get. So we are trying to work on that. We are trying to strategize on how to get an algorithm that filters good information and bad information. So we want to get the legit data that is clean. Yeah. So it's not like people who are going to see the information. They're going to see the number of companies they're interested in. They don't think that that's the autonomous process. Even Google doesn't have 10,000 engineers. It has only 50 engineers who just monitor the work. Yeah.
If we have 10,000 engineers,
We're not doing the online. Yeah, so I guess
okay. So I think the rest of the question we can do one as we wrap up with ourselves. Yeah. And you get to know each other. I can see so well from many. So thank you so much.
Thanks for coming.
Give these guys a lot of applause. This is a good example of a company that can pitch the other day and challenge them to have a minimum viable product, and you can see at least they're heading somewhere, and the future is bright. So the future is big growth. Okay. Yeah. Thank you so much, guys, for coming today. God bless you.